We are live on my channel. Hey guys, welcome to Watch On My Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my well, I'm usually here to give you a review, but today it is my unpopular opinion slash some updates while trying to watch my mouth. It ain't gonna happen this video because me and Mrs. Best was already fussing before we could even go live. Shout out to Mrs. Best. She's here with me. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hi, everybody. Apologies for being off camera, but like, share, and subscribe.
No problem. Yes, be sure to go to Mrs. Best's channel, subscribe. Any reviews or recaps I do not cover on my channel, this also being one of them. We're gonna recap that on her channel, even though we are mad as hell. And we're gonna show you guys in a minute why we mad. But hey, Shani, thank you for being here first and on time. We appreciate you, y'all. So Bravo has released that they are going to do another Real Housewives Ultimate Girls trip. Now, they had been doing this with, a lot of the housewives who are no longer on the franchise. So this instance, they wanted to do an OG franchise. But we have a little bit of a problem here because with the exception of one, she's not a real OG. Now I'm talking about Portia. That's not an OG.
This was an insult to 20 years, which is what they're supposed to be celebrating of these housewives. This was an insult. Just tell me when I can talk.
You can talk now. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
This pissed me off. So the story is I hit up James and I said, because I had been hearing rumors and I may have obtained some sources. I ain't going to talk about that right now, but I've been hearing for a very long time prior to any rumors even coming out publicly that NeNe would be on the upcoming season of Ultimate Girls Trip and that it would be something with just OGs. So to get Portia, it's no disrespect towards Portia. I am not a Portia fan really. But I don't hate her or dislike her that much to but it's no shade towards Portia. Portia did not come till he got rid. Can y'all still hear us?
Yeah, we can say keep going.
Okay. But Portia came on the Housewives seasons after it started. They would have been better off asking Candy. They would have been better off asking who came. Did Portia come after Phaedra or before Phaedra?
Portia came after Phaedra. She came after Phaedra.
They could have asked even Phaedra, but to ask Portia is not an OG. She's maybe the only OG on Housewives of Atlanta right now, but she's kind of part of why Atlanta died also, as quiet as it's kept, the way she left and didn't want to talk about anything after she took that lady's husband, ran away from the show, then came back once that man didn't want her and it wasn't working. So I don't know. I just feel like NeNe should be here in this spot.
Well, here's the thing.
Hell, they could have put Sheree. Sheree would have done it. She needs the check. Well, I don't want her, but I'm just saying, if you're going to tell us that you're going to do OG cast to celebrate 20 years of Housewives as a franchise, and everyone has an OG except for Atlanta, you could have put another franchise that does have OG still there, or you could have put any of the other OGs of Atlanta because some of them are still around.
Yeah, but and I agree, and we're going to get into a little bit more of that. But I agree. I feel like Portia definitely. This was not who y'all should have got up there. But I'm going to name everybody since we're confused on who the duck is covering. Y'all, sorry about that. I tried to move it so y'all could see who it was, but apparently no one still could recognize her. So, but we have Vicky from Real Housewives of OC. We have Luann from Real Housewives of New York City. We have Kyle, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Giselle from Real Housewives of Potomac, Lisa from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and then Teresa from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, a lot of people were saying, why don't we have somebody from Real Housewives of Miami, since that is still a current show? From my understanding, they're going to make appearances in Miami, and there's going to be over 60 housewives that are going to make guest appearances, and NeNe being one of them. Now, NeNe came on Instagram making it seem like she had a whole contract. So I'm gonna play what NeNe said, just so that way I don't, misspeak or misrepresent what she actually said because I felt like she was saying she was back full time. So we'll let you guys see what she says. Oops. They moved the damn thing.
So, where do I start? This
Uh-oh.
has been a really long, long journey. And, gosh, I'm happy, overjoyed to say that I will be returning to Bravo. I almost can't even believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm so happy. I'm I'm just so happy. First, I have to
Okay, that's all that skipping. StreamYard doesn't want me to be great, y'all. But that's okay. So we
That's
saw,
probably StreamYard. When I usually do
yeah,
the music reviews and recordings, sometimes it does that to the audio. It's not even
yeah.
you. Yeah.
But we heard her say that she was, returning back to Bravo. Now, that's what she said in her own words. She didn't say what capacity. She didn't say, full time, but it gave the illusion for her to make the announcement herself that she was returning back to Bravo in some type of capacity where it would be recurring, at least. So at least that's what we all thought. So, from what I understand in today, and this is allegedly because this is not supposed to be out yet, this is from every other YouTuber saying that she's only going to have a guest star. I feel like that's a slap in the face for a reunion. I feel that NeNe definitely should be in place of Portia. I don't know why they would ask her to come back in that small capacity, knowing that she is an OG and the reason why Real Housewives of Atlanta is here. I just think that that's a slap in the face. Now, could it be revenge for them saying, well, we have the streams? So,
She did sue the network. So, though I don't like this, it does not surprise me. I'm just offended that they would put Portia here like she is an OG. Portia has never been and will never be an OG of the Housewives of Atlanta. She did not. She contributed some things to the show, but I also think she contributed to declassing the show a great deal. I've always
mhm,
felt that way in terms of how this past season we watched started to kind of feel like Love and Hip Hop a little bit. Now we actually got Love and Hip Hop cast members coming on this show.
mhm,
I don't know, just based on the things that Portia went through on the show, I feel like the fame went to her head, and that's what's caused people to not kind of care for her too much as much. She does do well in rooms of people just from different backgrounds and all of that, because I watched her on that Stars on Mars and I actually liked her on that show. And I feel like
mhm,
she does better in shows like this, like Ultimate Girls Trip, versus being an actual housewife anymore.
mhm.
But honestly, I could say that about all these hoes. I don't know. I'm just really annoyed with this cast, James. Like, if I would have known that this was the cast, I promise y'all I would not have covered it. This is irritating. We got Portia, who's just gonna lie and bullshit and stir the pot. Vicky, I don't have words right now for Vicky. I'm still processing Vicky coming back to Bravo as well. Luann's drunk ass in a fedora. That is all I have to say about her. Kyle, that makes sense. So I actually am okay with Kyle being here. Giselle, I would have preferred Karen as the OG just because Giselle is fucking boring. But I feel like Portia is here because of Giselle. These two are cool. I feel like that's the only reason. But I don't know. I would have preferred Karen or, yeah, just Karen. Ashley Darby shouldn't. Nope. Uh, and Teresa, I understand that Don't like her, but I understand it. As for Lisa Barlow, I think this is a good choice from Salt Lake City. The way that she moves, I'm curious if she's going to act as bougie and uppity and rich and like she's better than everyone around this cast of ladies who's been relevant for much longer than her and have wallets way longer than hers and her husband's combined. But I don't know. This is not.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one. Let me go down my rundown of this because I was not on board with this cast as well. I don't like Vicky. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I do not like Vicky, but I do feel like I'm okay with her being on here just because I feel like the dynamic, I can definitely see her getting into it with a few of them. And I feel like that's probably going to be very entertaining. I don't like Luann. I feel like they could have picked somebody else. Kyle, I'm kind of with you on that one. She's okay to be here. I don't really think anybody else would have fit the mold, so I'm okay with her. Giselle, absolutely not. That definitely not would have been the person I chose. I don't know if Karen could travel like that because she just got released. I don't know what.
Karen's on probation. So that's the thing. I would want Karen, but I understand why we can't have her. That just feels like Bravo's rushing this.
Like, to me, I almost would have rather they had picked somebody else. Like, I don't want to see Ashley either. So I don't know who else on Potomac would have been a better fit. So I guess Giselle would have been the best choice, I guess. But no, I feel like I almost see. I don't know who else I would have wanted on here then out of Potomac. Now that I'm thinking about it and actually having the thought, maybe she would have been the best pick because I don't see them picking Robin to come back out of the OG cast. I wouldn't want to see Ashley. Definitely wouldn't want to see Cherise. So I feel like Giselle would have been the only other person because we know Katie can't come up here.
You see, I didn't even mention Cherise or Ashley or Katie. Because Katie needs to heal so that she could come back full time and write. Ashley, someone might need to perform an exorcism and she needs to go off of television and know what it's like to be an actual woman and be independent. Okay. She's never done anything for herself. That's how I feel about Ashley Darby. So she can't be here. It should have been Karen. It just should have been. Giselle's done so many Ultimate Girls trips. So many. How many times is she going to be on here before y'all realize this lady is boring?
Right. With Lisa Barlow, I'm just glad it wasn't Heather because I just knew they was going to bring Heather on here. I just knew they were going to do it. Like something just said before they even released who the cast was. I said, watch they bring Heather ass up here. I
thought they would put Heather for. I knew Salt Lake City would be a part of it because they're a new franchise, but of all the new franchises we've got in the last 10 years, I think Salt Lake has killed it and has been the best.
Right.
But they normally would bring Heather on here because Heather has done Ultimate Girls trips a couple times as well. The fact that they chose Lisa over her, I think it does show them that they're kind of here in the audience because Lisa's controversial and messy, but she does make for good TV.
Yes.
Heather, with all these housewives around, between Drunk Luann and her fedora, and Vicky, can you imagine having somebody like Heather who could tell a lie or end up in after that black eye? Thank you, Carlos King, for putting people onto the fact that black eye was problematic for production.
I think more people like him need to speak up about that because I think that we're missing a valid point when it comes to Heather is that Heather should have been fired after that reunion.
Should have.
After with Monica. Like, I'm not saying, like, to take away her check or anything, but I'm just saying that would lose so much credibility for me as, like, someone who has been in charge of people before. That would lose credibility because you're blaming me for what happened to you when you weren't even clear about what happened to you. You kept it quiet. So you then want to say, yeah, we can blame production because, I felt like I needed to protect her. And it's like, so you gonna throw your job away over somebody? That's crazy to me. So yeah, no, I agree with Carlos King when he said that Heather is a huge liability because she is.
But
And the
James said
fact
it
that
first, bitches.
I did say it first.
And if you
I
got a
did say
problem,
it first. Before
he been
Carlos
said
even
that
publicly
before.
spoke about it. Yes.
Anybody could, like, he has been saying this, and I be lurking in the comments like a weirdo, and ain't nobody else seen it. But James has been saying that because, I mean, from a legal perspective, which he thinks in that way oftentimes, which is smart. Like she's a huge fucking liability, and I'm glad to see Shani agrees as well because Shani is correct. I'm glad to know you watch Ultimate Girls Trip. That means you'll be in my lives. But on the last one, Heather did steal some shit, and Candace went through hell the whole season because of it. Heather is a liability. Imagine if she would have been on this cast with Psycho Teresa, who could flip a table, Portia, who'll chase you down the alleyway on probation to whoop your ass, freaking Vicky, who flips out if you send her the wrong car, and drunk Luann, who gonna be over there fighting demons and trying to go over her 12 steps. Liability. Heather could send somebody off into some shit. I'm just glad she's not here.
I am too. But I just knew that they were going to pick her, and I was going to get so mad at them. So I'm glad y'all did not do this to us. Now, and then Teresa, I already knew that was coming. I knew she was going to make it on the main cast member line. I just knew it. For some reason, Bravo just loves Teresa, and I don't understand why. But whatever, she's here. She ain't gonna give us shit. But you know what? It is what it is.
We don't have any other. We don't really have any other options for New Jersey for OGs because New Jersey is still to this day in limbo. They did test filming; it did not go well.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to them still being in limbo, Teresa, Caroline, Danielle Staub, Dina, none of these people talk. Dina don't want nothing to do with reality TV. Caroline Manzo was on Ultimate Girls Trip. I believe that was like the season or something that never aired, turned into a lawsuit of sexual harassment with her and Brandy Glanville, I believe her name is. So they're not gonna call, they're not gonna call Caroline again. Jacqueline Loretta, I believe she's doing something with OC. She's been seen with that cast, so she's probably wrapped up in her stuff. And there's really no other New Jersey originals they have outside of Teresa. Because Melissa and Joe didn't come till like, I think it was like a season or two later. That is a bigger liability.
Yeah, I feel like she wouldn't. Yeah, she wouldn't mesh. I would definitely say her and Portia getting into it. So
she don't get along with none of the housewives.
Don't get along. Yeah, she's not really. To me, that's a huge liability. But yeah, so yeah, I kind of feel like to somewhat I agree with majority of the cast, but I feel like I would still swap out Giselle for somebody else. Just 'cause I feel like Giselle's not going to give anything, but just watch from the sidelines. And I feel like, and once again, Luann, I don't know why they keep trying to make Luann happen, but whatever. I'm just going to.
Is she still calling herself the Countess? If she is, y'all, I'm finna curse when we cover it.
I believe she is. Why is Marge not considered an OG? She didn't come into what season?
Marge didn't come
3?
till Marge has only been. She's only done, I think, like 4 seasons.
Yeah,
Marge
she came later.
She came way late. She came with Siggy Flicker.
That's right.
Yes, that was like season. That was like season 6. March came toward the end. Like, yeah, she's new, very very new. Though all the New Jersey originals, see everybody on New Jersey, they were all related and truly knew each other. The Loretas was related to the Manzos, which was Dina and Caroline. Dina, Caroline, and Jacqueline were all related. Teresa grew up with them. She was a cast member. Danielle is from New Jersey. I can't remember quite how she was connected. But yeah, they all like went to high school, knew each other, grew up together. And then as they added cast members, we got Rosie, the Wakilis, Kathy, and them. Those were Teresa's cousins. Joe and Melissa are Teresa's siblings. So everybody knows each other and is related. And I think that's where they went wrong with that show and why they're struggling.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So I don't think So, but yeah, that's pretty much my Real Housewives tea. I feel like this is going to be a good show. I definitely feel that Portia, Lisa, and Teresa are definitely going to give. I feel like Kyle's just going to be lurking in the background with Giselle. And I feel like Luann gonna be drunk all the damn time, and Vicky's gonna throw tantrums. That's all that's gonna happen. And I'm here to read them all for filth anyway. So that's how we go. So the next update on my channel, you guys, is this one. Belle Collective is back officially on February 13th. So me and Mrs. Best will be doing the live on my channel. So make sure you are subscribed to me if you like Belle Collective. I did see the trailer and I saw, the drama. I've heard some, snippets here and there that it's deeper, that there's going to be some blows thrown, and there's.
Why is he doing this to them? Why are you rushing the season, Carlos? You gave them a shit season, and I don't even think it was their fault. And then you make this season air the Friday before Valentine's Day. Ain't nobody gonna be worried about watching shit or recappers when it's the day of love. People is buying gifts or hoping to receive one or practicing making babies. I feel like he doesn't think about dates. Don't you think that's something important when it comes to premiering a show?
Mm-hmm. I absolutely do.
Why
but then also, I do agree with you, but then how much of that is in his control?
How much of it is what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
How much of the launch date or premiere dates is in his actual control, it being from all network though?
Whoever did this is stupid, because in the best interest of the network getting a lot of views and in the best interest of the show's creator having a successful show, you want to air it when more people are available to watch it. And then you got to think the Sunday before this air is the Super Bowl.
True.
Child, oh Lord.
I'm not, you guys know how I feel about Belle Collective as a whole. This is one of those shows that I like, but the cast drives me crazy. Just because a lot of them do not give. And it's hard for me to really be on there. Like, I don't know why Tambra is still here.
Miss get a free check, doing nothing but stress James out with a heavy wig and a short leg.
I'm trying to tell you, Tambra don't give nothing. Has never given nothing. She didn't have a baby, had a man, all kind of shit, and we still don't know nothing about her. I'm excited to see Carrie. I felt like, to me, he should fire everybody, keep Carrie, and build a franchise around her. That's how I feel like it.
I agree with that, because Carrie has an actual business, but not only does she have a business, I think she has the type of business that allows her to have some type of wealth, but still be relatable
and normal
to the people. Like, not just relatable and normal, but relatable to the population that is the Deep South and the Bible Belt states. When people become successful in those states, more often than not is doing something like Carrie would than it is like Latrice, because so many people are selling hair, so I do agree with that. They need to get rid of Tambra though, fast. And Selena better not. I empathize for her. Like, losing someone in general is hard, but I think losing a child is the worst pain. But I don't want her to talk about that season after season, if that makes sense. Like, I want her to acknowledge her feelings, but for it to be a main storyline for her is a bit much.
I agree, 100%. I feel like I don't want to see this season. I just don't. So hopefully, we have something great this season. I'm putting that in the atmosphere. Hopefully, Marie don't come with us with another rental car, because that was terrible. So
I wish she would just admit that they're rentals, because then we'd stop talking about it.
Yeah.
And Marie is likable. I keep saying that. Y'all know I got a love-hate relationship with Miss Fingerwave, but Marie is so likable as a whole, and I can actually see why she's in mental health and got the degrees that she got. And I do think highly of her. But if Marie's going to stay on the show, because I actually feel like if we got rid of everybody here but kept Carrie and Marie, but if Marie would actually be herself and authentic and keep it real with us, I feel like if they built the cast around those two, it could be a great show.
I agree, 100%.
And I never thought I'd say that about Marie. God help my spirit.
Well, I didn't mind her last couple of seasons
I
that
loved
she's
her
been on.
last season.
Yeah, I think that she's been light and funny this time. The first two seasons, I was like, no, y'all can keep her where she at. So we'll keep it on for Bell Collective. But speaking of Bell Collective, there's also something else that came across my timeline that I didn't see coming. So y'all, this also came up. Miss Stormy Steele, she is doing a Bell Collective spinoff that is based out of Birmingham. So she just got greenlit. I don't know if they've already started filming or if they just filmed a pilot to see if it got picked up. That's more than likely what they did. I am highly curious on who is going to surround Stormy Steele as cast members of this because y'all, I've been to Birmingham countless times,
And
and I did not see like elevated like I did in Huntsville. Like I just feel like the two do not commiserate, but maybe things have changed since the last time. It's been a good 8 years since I've been to Birmingham. So maybe there's something new with it that happened within the last decade or so. But when the last time I was there, this wasn't nothing.
they still in the top 10 for crime in this country, that little city. So, which is a shame considering the history that is there.
Well, here's the thing. Like when I think of like people on Stormy's level, like I don't see that in Birmingham. If we're talking about white people, yes, but I don't know. But as I said, that might just be my ignorance. Maybe Birmingham is booming, and I don't know. But the last time I was there, y'all, it was not that situation at
Mm.
all. Everybody was very regular, 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 Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, making $22 an hour kind of situation. Like our the chambers of Congress is not, or what's that called? City of Chambers, one of them shits. They weren't live like that. The event I had to go to out there, they weren't live like that. So I'm very curious to see what they come up with. And the thing about why I say that is because Stormy is not no regular millionaire. Like this is somebody who's built a brand that is caused significant wealth for her. So I would want to see that with the cast members surrounding her. And that was probably one of my biggest problems with her in Love and Marriage Huntsville is that I thought she was too wealthy for them.
I mean, I felt like she should have never been cast on Love and Marriage Huntsville. That cast makes no sense. She's much younger than most of them.
Hmm.
And you could tell just how she moved. She not a Huntsville girl. She just moved differently from them, like as a whole. I don't feel like she ever blended with that cast and was always confused as to why she was on that show.
I just thought, yeah, I can see that point too. I can. I can definitely see that point. But I just felt like when we look at the elevation of entrepreneurship, and you have to understand when you think of like, especially when I just did my Love and Marriage Huntsville recap, and we were talking about Tisha and Marceau and how he don't never get no projects finished and he got shit everywhere, and that how Maurice just became an attorney. I feel like to me they just got into their shit. She's always had hers, so I kind of felt like to me she never was equally yoked with them, or they were never equally yoked with her. And that's what I want. I want a cast that's equally yoked with each other. If we're talking about uniting in that way, not someone who already has it, been had it for a while, and have enough to give to other people. So I'm hoping with Birmingham, her doing a Bell Collective, that they get that part right. That whoever she's coming around actually has it and can back up that they have it, not have it like Letitia Enterprise, and we don't, and nobody knows what she does until she just recently outed it out. Even though I do, that's all I'm gonna say. I just don't want no bullshit, Carlos. I really don't. I'm hoping y'all got this casting right, and I'm hoping that whoever the entrepreneurs are that y'all got are on somewhat of Stormy's level. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm hoping they got the casting right because I'm nervous. I'm really nervous about this show.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, everything you said made sense, especially the stuff about Stormy is a little too well behaved. She didn't blend with that cast, but she was well behaved.
Yeah, she didn't like to me. She was getting into it with everybody at one point or another. She was, and I felt like Marceau tried to play her husband at one point. I just can remember like a lot of things, especially when they had that Black Expo event. That's the first thing that came to mind. And he was talking about Stormy got that $100 and stuff and playing with her. It was kind of like I just didn't like that. I didn't like that they didn't look at her business as an actual like multi-figure business. They looked at it as like you have a hair care line. That's nothing. And it's like no,
Until
that's
she
a
went
huge
viral
deal.
on TikTok, and then they showed the haters that they truly are. Notice
Mhm.
the cast, specifically the Scott women.
Yeah,
Y'all couldn't stand Mel and came for Mel. Successful business.
yeah.
Left show. Stormy, same thing with her. They was coming for her too. Successful business. Meanwhile, one of them got a house that ain't never gonna be finished being built, and a husband that she don't like but too weak to leave. And the other one, same thing, husband that she don't like and too weak to leave, sitting in misery, being a pick me because you gave up your career for a nigga that can't even get you moist no more. So
I feel like Tisha's disdain for Stormy really didn't make any sense to me. I don't care what nobody says, especially when Stormy revealed she paid for Kiki's funeral. So that to me right there, Tisha, you ain't got no room to hate this girl. Paying for your family member's funeral.
I still don't understand why Stormy had to do it and why Tisha wouldn't have immediately hopped on that.
That just
That's
goes to show
still
you.
so strange to me.
I'm gonna do it like this. It's given they don't have the money they claim they do. Because why would you even think like her husband had to literally like make phone calls and she felt on her spirit she could just go ahead and just pay for the whole thing. That's just crazy to me. Like so she's a blessing in disguise. I have nothing bad to say. When Stormy did that, I had nothing bad to say. Stormy, I just looked at all the
It showed that she has the ability to truly bond with people that she's filming a show for money with, which a
mhm.
lot of these people that we watch on TV across lots of networks, we know just kind of they say what they need to say and the politically correct thing to say. But when they're called to actually do something and not on camera and not paid for it, they don't generally do it. So it shows that Stormy is authentic. But like James said, let's hope the cast around her is
I'm just
right.
scared because knowing
Because it could be the
Carlos,
correct Bell Collective if they get it right. If and have a bunch of women that are successful running it, they could get it right. It could be like Heart. I feel like Heart and Hustle Houston got it right.
oh for sure, everybody was
They
equally
got it
yoked.
right.
Yeah, yeah, and so did Family Empire Houston, and it's a different family, but still they got it right.
Because the other Bell Collective is a wash. I
It
really
is.
don't think it's going to improve. They're never going to get back on track with what the show started as until, honestly,
I
if
just
we
feel
just
like
remove
everybody got
Letitia
regular
Pearson,
salaries.
if Letitia Pearson was gone, I think the show could be okay. I think
I
she's holding
think
everybody back.
I don't see because they all making it seem like they're all millionaires and everything on Bell Collective, and I just didn't see that. I just didn't see that. I don't even think, with the exception of maybe Latrice, I don't see all of them being millionaires. I just don't see it.
Hmm.
I just don't see it. I think they all are in forefronts where they could be, but I just don't. Other than outside of Latrice, I don't believe all of them are millionaires. I just don't.
Hmm.
If I were to give a stature, I feel like Latrice is the richest, and I feel like second from her would probably be Carrie, and I think separate from Carrie, the third one I would give it to Marie. Other
Yeah.
than that, I don't see even.
Marie would hit. The thing is, Marie, if you would look at her net worth, would probably have a higher one because the business that she's in, she got to put out so much to make back, a
Oh
good
yeah,
amount,
absolutely.
especially with mental health, because she's not just paying, no shade to anybody or Stormy, because she's not just paying for Packers and shipping labels or, just a rent. Like she got to pay a rent for a building, maintain a building, keep it up to code, make sure she has operations management. And it is not cheap in any state to pay licensed clinicians of any sort.
Hmm.
And she got those. So I feel like if Marie didn't have to put out so much for her business, that she would be rich. But I feel like the lifestyle that she has could go along with it.
Yeah,
Oh, I never thought I'd be defending Marie.
No, that's what I said. I feel like the top three anchors on Bell Collective to me is Latrice, Carrie, and then Marie. So that's why I said I'm curious to see because I know Stormy has a huge network. So that's why I'm like, I'm curious to see who's going to match that and who's going to be on her level. Not to say they have to be, but I would like, if we're talking like this kind of business entrepreneurship, I would like people to kind of be equally yoked. I just do. That's just me. It doesn't make sense for you have 6 entrepreneurs and the one who work 9 to 5. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. It never did to me. Sorry. Unless that person is trying to get there, then that makes sense. But if they're comfortable with their little call center job, answering the phones and stuff, but they're on TV with a whole bunch of people who making 6, 7 figures, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
I just know that the Scots is punching the air. Y'all on TV bullshitting, try not to tell us about your relationship, even though it's so obvious they a mess. Instead of keeping it real and giving us a great show of Love is Marriage Huntsville. Now somebody who left your show getting their own shit. And Tisha and what's her face ain't getting offered nothing. And we know Trish ain't gonna get shit. Lord, you don't need her stuttering everywhere.
Marquez was just on Instagram Live with Chandrika from Candy in the Game.
What?
He actually revealed he is divorced from her. So yeah, I just saw that. Child, where's she at? Where's she at?
Why didn't you say you heard that her and Ken was not together in real time?
I heard, yeah.
Then you say you just saw a live when Marquez talking about the divorce is finally final.
Mm-hmm.
I find it very interesting that the divorce got final and her and him ain't together.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I heard. Everything is alleged. I just heard that in today's time they're not together. I don't know if that's true because they could have easily got back together. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that unfolds. But that's what word around the curve is that in today's time they're not together anymore. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't feel like dealing with nothing that ass for like.
No, you're a smart man. It's all alleged.
Yeah, everything is alleged. I'm like Tasha K. My name is alleged. I love that she said that. But that's it, you guys. Those are the shows coming up for our channels. If you want to watch those shows when they premiere, you will subscribe to both of our channels. So you're going to subscribe to Mrs. Best. Her information is in my description box. You're going to subscribe to me because you want to make sure you catch up on all those shows. We appreciate you guys for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get us in that algorithm. We are trying to do this regular, you guys. It is hard when it's free for now, but come on. Get us up there. We appreciate you. But thank you. And I will see you guys back on my channel on Monday for Real Housewives of Potomac and also Married to Medicine. Thank you guys for being here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye now.